Beyond the Plate: How Food Revolutionizes Power, Identity, and Professional Success. Welcome, everyone. Today, I'm thrilled to share with you revolutionary insights that will forever transform how you think about something we all do multiple times a day: eat. These powerful perspectives come from my recent conversation with Ardra Tippett, a visionary who has dedicated her life to exploring the intersection of food, business, and cultural identity. Ardra isn't just a culinary expert. She's a social architect who has helped thousands of professionals, particularly Black women, harness the transformative power of food to build authentic connections, advance their careers, and preserve cultural heritage. Her groundbreaking work has created ripples of change across industries, challenging outdated paradigms and offering a fresh lens through which we can view our relationship with food, power, and community. Think about your last meal. What did you eat? Where did you eat it? Who was there with you? Now, think deeper. What did that experience reveal about your values, your relationships, your approach to life? Most of us consider food primarily in terms of sustenance or pleasure. We eat to live or we live to eat. But what if I told you that food is actually one of the most powerful yet underutilized tools for professional development, community building, and personal transformation available to us? This is the revolutionary insight Ardra Tippett shared with me, that food isn't just about what's on your plate. It's about who you are, how you connect, and ultimately how you can transform your career and community. When we typically think about professional development, we focus on skills, credentials, networking events, or mentorship. We rarely consider how our relationship with food might be the key that unlocks new opportunities, deeper connections, and authentic leadership. Yet the way we approach food, how we share it, talk about it, and experience it reveals profound truths about our values, our heritage, and our potential as leaders. As Ardra explained during our conversation, food is a universal language. How we engage with it offers profound clues into our values, leadership styles, and compatibility with others, making it an untapped resource for personal growth and team building. This insight challenges conventional wisdom about professional advancement, especially for Black women navigating spaces where they've historically been marginalized. In a world where talented individuals are often handed pink slips while underperforming counterparts receive golden parachutes, reimagining food as a strategic tool for connection and advancement offers a powerful new pathway. Let me share three key insights from my conversation with Ardra that might forever change how you think about your next meal. First, food is far more than sustenance. It's a universal language that reveals who we are. The choices we make around food, what we eat, how we eat it, who we share it with, offer profound insights into our values, leadership styles, and compatibility with others. This makes food an untapped resource for personal growth and team building. Consider the story of Chef Marcus Samuelson in Red Rooster Harlem. When Samuelson proposed opening an upscale restaurant in Harlem that celebrated African American culinary traditions while incorporating global influences, investors were skeptical. They doubted Harlem could sustain such a venture, especially one led by a Black chef. But Samuelson understood something profound about food's power to build community. Born in Ethiopia, raised in Sweden, and finding his culinary voice in America, he recognized that food could tell a story that transcended cultural boundaries. He rooted his menu in local history while creating community focused events like gospel brunches that knighted diverse patrons. The result? Red Rooster became not just commercially successful, but culturally significant, a hub where locals networked over shared meals. It redefined perceptions of Black excellence in fine dining and inspired other entrepreneurs to anchor businesses around community storytelling through food. What's remarkable about Samuelson's approach is how it demonstrates that embracing cultural identity through food fosters both business success and social impact. By authentically sharing his multicultural perspective through cuisine, he created a space where others could connect across differences. The second insight Ardra shared is that etiquette isn't just about tradition, it's a strategic asset. Understanding modern etiquette around food helps professionals confidently navigate diverse spaces while honoring their heritage. Many of us have been taught to view etiquette as a set of rigid rules designed to exclude those who don't know the proper way to behave. But Ardra reframes etiquette as a form of cultural literacy that empowers rather than restricts. By understanding the unspoken rules of different dining contexts, professionals can move confidently between spaces without code switching or compromising their authentic selves. Dr. Jessica B. Harris exemplifies this principle. As one of the pioneering scholars of African diasporic cuisines, Dr. Harris faced significant challenges early in her career. Academic gatekeepers initially marginalized her scholarship as niche rather than recognizing it as mainstream cultural history. Rather than conforming to narrow academic expectations, Dr. Harris published groundbreaking books documenting recipes and stories from across Africa and its diaspora. She curated public events celebrating culinary heritage that elevated respect for African American contributions within academia and hospitality industries worldwide. Beginning her career as one of few Black female professors at Queens College before becoming a global authority on gastronomy, Dr. Harris demonstrated how scholarly engagement with food traditions empowers professionals by validating their lived experiences. Her induction into the James Beard Foundation Hall of Fame and role as featured consultant for Netflix's High on the Hog underscore how centering our cultural food traditions can create new professional opportunities while preserving crucial heritage. The third insight from Ardra is perhaps the most transformative. Innovation in the kitchen translates directly to innovation in business. Embracing creativity with food through games, digital cookbooks, or communal meals can spark new ideas for entrepreneurship and inclusive leadership. This principle is powerfully illustrated by The Gathering Spot, a private club founded by Ryan Wilson that uses communal dining as its core networking platform for Atlanta's creatives and business leaders. When Wilson first proposed the concept, he faced skepticism from those who questioned whether young Black professionals would embrace exclusive membership models centered around shared meals and events. Undeterred, Wilson combined co working space amenities with curated dinners and discussions featuring local cuisine to foster authentic connections beyond typical networking mixers. The result? The gathering spot grew rapidly with national expansion plans by proving there was significant demand among underrepresented entrepreneurs seeking inclusive spaces built around culture and collaboration. What makes the gathering spot so revolutionary is how it reimagines what professional clubs look like when designed through the lens of inclusivity and intentionality, with great meals at the heart of the experience. Fueled by Wilson's vision to create places where talent could thrive without code switching, the club prioritized hospitality rooted in Southern tradition while setting new standards for how professional networking can function. These three examples demonstrate a powerful truth. When we approach food intentionally, we unlock new possibilities for professional growth, community building, and cultural preservation. This is especially significant for those navigating spaces where their contributions have historically been overlooked or undervalued. As Ardra emphasized in our conversation, the dinner table can be a more effective networking space than any conference room. When we break bread together, hierarchies flatten, authentic connections form. Stories emerge that might never be shared in more formal settings. This perspective offers a particularly powerful alternative for professionals who often face bias in professional settings. By creating opportunities to connect through food, whether hosting a dinner party that showcases family recipes, organizing a potluck with colleagues that celebrates diverse culinary traditions, or simply being mindful about who we choose to share meals with, we can build meaningful relationships that transcend typical professional boundaries. But this approach requires intentionality. It means thinking about food not just as something we consume, but as something we create, share, and experience together. It means recognizing the stories behind what we eat, the cultural heritage, the family traditions, the personal memories, and being willing to share those stories with others. It also means being curious about the food stories of those around us. What did they grow up eating? Who taught them to cook? What meals bring them comfort? These questions open doorways to understanding that might otherwise remain closed. For many professionals, reclaiming food heritage can be a powerful act of resistance against systems that have historically devalued their contributions. When we celebrate the ingenuity of our ancestors who transformed humble ingredients into soul satisfying meals, when we pass down recipes that have sustained families through generations, when we innovate on traditional dishes to create something new, we assert our right to define our own narratives. As Maya Angelou once said, I learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Few things impact how we make others feel more powerfully than the experience of sharing food. So, I challenge you today. Look at your calendar. Who will you invite to your table this week? What conversation might you start over a shared meal that could never happen in a boardroom? How might you use food to bridge a gap, heal a wound, or forge a new connection? Food is not just fuel, it's not just pleasure, it's power, it's memory, it's connection, it's revolution on a plate. The next time you sit down to eat, remember that you're not just satisfying hunger, you're participating in one of humanity's oldest rituals. You're continuing stories that began generations before you. You're creating possibilities that might extend for generations after. Your table can be more than a piece of furniture, it can be a platform for change. Your meals can be more than nourishment, they can be catalysts for transformation, personal, professional, and societal. So tonight, set your table with intention, break bread with purpose, and watch as the simple act of sharing food becomes one of the most powerful tools in your professional arsenal. Because when we truly understand the revolutionary potential of what happens beyond the plate, we don't just change how we eat, we change how we live, how we work, and ultimately how we transform our world, one meal at a time.